Okay, here's you and me discussing about Web3 and what is Web3? If you think of how internet was created, the first version that we used was basically simple pages that users were able to browse. So these web pages were basically just like newspapers. Users used to read them, but the interactions was completely absent. What happened next is that developers started to create more engaging websites where users are finally able to upload informations like text, images, or videos. And this is what actually we have today. So why do we need Web3? What's the point of having a new version of internet? The biggest problem of the current internet is that whatever you do, all the information that you create belongs to someone else. If you look at how internet works today, I think we have like 10, maybe 20 companies that are storing all the data of all the users. And basically they are deciding what we should see, when we should see, and how should we see. Whatever you do on the internet, the data belongs to someone else. And they decide how to monetize and use it. Think about the socials. You are writing contents and they're monetizing through ads. And now probably you're thinking, is it possible to have a better internet? Actually, this is the part of the problem we're trying to solve with Web3. We think that each data that you provide on the internet should belong only to you, and you should be the only person to have the full ownership and decide how users should interact with it. This is finally possible through a technology called the blockchain. And you have probably heard about cryptos, NFTs, and maybe you think this is all related to some kind of a scam or some sort of speculation that you're not interested into. But listen to me, there's way more than this. The core idea of the Web3 is that if you're creating any sort of value on the internet, this value should be possible to be transferred between users. And when we're talking about transferring value, this should be done in a permissionless way. Permissionless means that no one can stop you from transferring or selling something that actually has a value attached to it. Okay, let's try to make it a little more simple. Imagine you're a creator that spends a lot of time and energy in building something on the socials. And what do you think is going to happen if one day one such a platform decides to lock your account, close it, or even ban it? This is the perfect example that shows how all your work is basically in the hands of someone else. And the whole internet works like that. Whatever you do, you don't own nothing. The core idea of the Web3 is that instead of relying on a central entity that controls your data, you take the full ownership and create this data on what we call the decentralized network. A network where the data you upload into cannot be removed by anyone, and you are the only one who decides how to use it and when. So instead of creating a community that is fully managed by someone else, now what we can do is create something that belongs only to you and to the members of the community. And for this reason, we are creating our project called You Collect Me, a platform that will put you as the only owner of everything happens with your community. Maybe it's not 100% clear to you what is this Web3, so I suggest you keep watching our videos and read the documentation to understand what we are building with you.